black market delivery in a parking lot. But it's not crack or cocaine that's being purchased. Abigail and Annette are exchanging insulin, a diabetes medication which can cost hundreds of dollars a month, even with insurance.
I rely on donations all the time for my insulin. I can't afford it. I don't go to the pharmacy for insulin at all.
Both women have type 1 diabetes, a condition that requires several insulin injections a day. In the US, insulin costs have tripled in the last decade.
Transparency for pricing is pretty much non-existent, and so we don't know how prices are set, who pays what prices. There are a lot of different people that are involved. There's pharmacy benefit managers, insurance companies, the manufacturers, and of course the patients.
More than 7 million Americans use insulin, but the high cost of the drug is making rationing increasingly common and dangerous.
For a type 1 diabetic, if you miss one day of your background insulin, you can start developing those ketones and you can get into diabetic ketoacidosis.
And that's what killed Nicole Smithholt's son Alec in 2017. He was rationing his medication because he couldn't afford insurance. Now Nicole is helping others by distributing insulin underground.
It is absolutely illegal what I'm doing, and at times I am concerned that I could be charged with a crime.
Americans pay 10 times more than Canadians do for their insulin. Travis says for a vial that costs $345 in the US, he pays $25 in Canada.
I refuse to pay into that system. And if I had to backpack it through the boundary waters in a canoe with insulin in a backpack, I would.
Insulin has become a flashpoint in the drug pricing debate, and attacks on high-priced medicines play well with voters on all sides of politics.
Donald Trump has been publicly damning the rising cost of prescription drugs and has promised reform, but he's had little support from Republicans in Congress. And there's another problem. If legislation is passed to lower the price of prescription drugs, it's doubtful people will see the cheaper costs by the time they vote in November.
But at this point, it's less about legislation and more about re-election and just how big an issue the price of drugs will be when people go to the polls. Sally Ayhan, TRT World, Washington.